this now. Okay. Thank you. Hi, dear students. Welcome back to the biochemistry classes, in which I have started in the previous class on a great topic, molecular biology and genetics, in which we have learned about the most important substance of genetic material, that is the nucleic acids. Two important nucleic acids, DNA and RNAs. These are present in the nucleus. Molecular biology and genetics being the apex science for the medical science. Today, medicine has diverted into or improved, evolved to various subspecialties, and one among them is the oncology, that is the surgical and medical management of cancers. Various aspects of diseases which are not known at all, which are not within the reach of understanding of the medical science, has been come, and we are able to understand it after knowing this science, molecular biology. Molecular biology is the pathway from physics and chemistry, and the genetics is the pathway from the biology, and all three, biology, physics, chemistry, everything at a super level will meet as molecular biology. Molecular biology is a scientific aspect. Genetics are also biological scientific aspects. There are millions of creatures on the earth. They all are evolved. They are all evolved. Where from? From this universe. From this universal creation, they have been evolved. What have been evolved? Initially, chemicals have been evolved. Atoms are evolved first. Then molecules are evolved. Then clusters of molecules. Then organelles, cells, and finally the organisms of different kinds. So many phyla of plants and animals have evolved from unicell to the multicell. And here, vertical cleavage. One side is plants, another side is animals. But the theme is the universal forces, from where molecules, initially atoms, molecules, and etc., and finally assembled together with those forces and finally created, which may be the most probable fundamental life. Today, we believe, after convincing scientific evidences, it is RNA molecules. RNA molecules. That is the most preliminary life on this universe. And then comes the DNA. Now the DNA is the genetic material, is beyond doubt. And what this DNA, how easy it is, and in the previous classes we have learned, it is a double-stranded right hand helical structure, which containing millions and billions of nucleotides on both sides. This is a polymer chain of nucleotides, and on both these chains they are connected in between by various bonds, mainly the hydrogen bonds, and the main components being the nucleotides. Nucleotides we learned guanine, cytosine, adenine and thymine on these strands, purines and pyrimidines, adenine, guanine and thymine and cytosine, and a sugar, two different kinds of pentose sugars, the ribose sugar and deoxyribose sugar. Ribose sugar in case of RNAs, deoxyribose sugar in case of DNAs, and they are connected by a phosphoryl bridge, a phosphate bridge, and nucleotides are serially formed onto nucleotide chains, and those two nucleotides chains are connected in between, and finally a molecule, a huge large molecule. And what is this material? This material is having the genetic information, and this genetic information is present in the nucleus of all the cells. In case of bacteria, they do have the nuclear material in the center. Nuclear material in the center, and it is called as a nucleoid, because these cells initially they did not have a particular specific shape of nucleus, so they do not possess a nucleus, but nuclear material they do possess. Without nuclear material, it's not possible. No creature is possible. So now, microbes having non-structured nuclear material inside them, whereas the eukaryotes, all of them in the structured nucleus, it containing this nucleic acid material, mainly the DNA, along with the other types of their sister molecules, RNAs. Both of them put together produces what are called proteins. And proteins dictate our nature, characters, various features, like how the color of the hair, how the color of the eyes, what is the stature, the height, then weight, obesity, etc. These are all being various characters of an individual is being controlled. Fine. Then this genetic material from a cell, multicellular organisms, one cell to another cell. We all know that every living organism starts from a single cell and it gets multiplied. That means the cell produces another cell. That means the mother cell producing a daughter cell. Then how nucleus is exactly being getting doubled? This is what is called as the replication. Exact genetic material without having any alterations, or even though there are millions and millions of nucleotides in a single nucleus, and their primary conformation 1, 2, 3, 4 up to billion, without changing their orders, they have to be produced another molecule. That is replication. DNA producing another daughter molecule, another daughter DNA molecule is called as replication. How the replication occurs, we already learned in the previous class, Michelson and Stahl experiments, that it is a semi-conservative model. If mother is having a DNA molecule, the DNA molecule is having two strands, a double helix. Both the helix will be separated out initially. Basing on both these strands, dictation from each strand, the most important thing which always we should remember is base pairing rule. Base pairing rule. And always a purine to pyrimidine. Always the base pairing rule is systematically is followed. Basing on that dictation, one by one, new nucleotides comes and produces their daughter strands. So, parent mother molecule DNA, each strand is given to their two daughters. One new strand is being synthesized. So now, both these daughters will have one strand of the mother. So this is the theme of how DNA gets replicated. Again, this becomes mother, and same thing will happen to its daughter cells. So there are in the replication various points, important points we have already discussed in the previous class. Initiation, replication is having the main steps. Initiation, primer synthesis, leading strand, lagging strand. These two things you should remember very well. Leading strand, that is one strand from 5 prime to 3 prime, the synthesis will occur. The new strand synthesis occurs from 5 prime to 3 prime in a continuous manner on one strand. That particular strand is a leading strand. The opposite strand is a lagging strand. On the lagging strand, the synthesis of new DNA chain, rather polynucleotide chain, is synthesized in small pieces, and they are called, we also learned, Okazaki pieces. So here, discontinuous synthesis on the lagging strand. Leading strand, continuous synthesis. Again, please remember, leading strand synthesis. Always the new strand is synthesized continuously in the 5 prime to 3 prime direction. The synthesis is always 5 prime to 3 prime direction. On the opposite, and both these strands of the mother is having two different polarities in opposite directions, and hence the problem comes on the lagging strand. So for some time it waits and gets some unwound piece, long piece, and on that piece, again in the opposite directions, it starts synthesizing in a piece manner, in small pieces. And it is, we have learned that it is Okazaki pieces synthesis. And on these Okazaki pieces, and also the first leading strand, the primers are being removed. Initially, RNA primer is needed. That's what we have learned in the previous class. For the synthesis to start, an RNA primer is needed. And later on, ligation, suturing in these, the Okazaki pieces, they have to be, after completion, primers are removed from the Okazakis, the newer strand completely, these two strands in between the pieces have to be ligated. And finally, the termination of the replication occurs. And that means a new DNA total molecule is being synthesized. So that means 2 DNA molecules. So now one DNA in this single cell, now there should be a separation, and both these should be separated into 2 different cells after complete synthesis of DNA. So cell replication purpose, cell division purpose, DNA replication is a first important preliminary aspect. So this is all we have learned in the previous class, the mechanism of this DNA synthesis occurs. And finally, termination occurs. And the components required in the replication, the enzymes mainly, we also review it, mainly helicase, where the twists are being overcome from the compacted chromosome molecule. The double strand is opened up, and then there are various twists. All these twists are unwound, all the knots are being removed, and then there comes this helicase separates both these strands. First, topoisomerases, they unknots them, and helicase separates both these strands. Helicase separates both these strands, and the DNA primase initially primes. Polymerase really does these, the one by one joining the nucleotides, and the polymerases are different kinds we discussed in the previous class. And finally, the ligation occurs, and these are the components of that application. Right. So now we have a complete comprehension that a DNA molecule of a cell can synthesize another DNA molecule without having any mistakes. These mistakes, if happens, are going to be either cell death, or going to be, if the grave mistakes, cell death. If the mistakes are smaller, the diseases. The mistakes are milder, there may be disabilities. So this is how the medicine is getting fruits out of understanding the molecular biology. Now, we will go, after having a comprehension on how a DNA molecule can produce another DNA molecule, and once it is produced, then the mother parent cell can have now a division in it, and then it can separate into two different cells. Cell is having what are the main components? Nucleus and cytoplasm. Now we shall go into the topic of cell cycle. Cell cycle. Cell cycle. Understanding of the cell cycle is recently evolved. 20 years ago, we know very little about cell cycle, except that in the microscope we are seeing mitotic figures, some changes. Only the morphologically we could able to see small indentations. Basing on that, the morphological changes, the chromosomes can be assorted and then can be spoken vaguely about them. And association with these changes to the diseases we are trying to tell. Now pinpoint, sharp, after knowing this cell cycle. And the cell cycle is mediated, motivated, or pushed by various proteins today we understood. And simply, in the mitosis, we used to, in the early classes, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, certain things. These are all morphologically visual ones. But actually, truly, in the whole cell cycle, the span, the area that they occupy is only 1/5 of it. Cell cycle, one cell producing another cell, if you take it as a particular cycle, then these so-called what we have learned in the previous classes, by seeing in the microscope, the mitosis and changes of mitosis or at meiosis, those changes, visible ones, are spanning only 1/5 of the total time that is needed for the cell cycle. Right. Now, the whole cell cycle, suppose a parent cell is started to produce two different cells. This is the mother cell, let us see. With mother cell want to produce two daughter cells. The mother cell is normally in a resting phase. Now it has a signal to produce another cell. Well, before that, plant cells, they continuously proliferate and their signals are different. And our animal cells, we have two different cells, continuously proliferating cells. At different timings are there. RBCs times are different. Intestinal, villar cells are different. Mucous cells are different. And epithelial cells are different. Different cells requires different timings. What they really controls? Various growth factors, proteinous growth factors. We know very little about all of them. 20 years ago, we do nothing. Today, at least we know certain things. After knowing these things, our concept of treating oncology completely revolutionized. We are now targeting the targets, rather points in the cell cycle. In the animal cells, say we are interested in human cells, we have two different cells. Proliferating cells who can have potential to proliferate when the need comes. And certain cells, even need comes, also cannot proliferate, like in neural cells. After completion, once they are developed from the mother cell initially, and they stopped growing, the signals are gone, and then it cannot regrow at all. Similarly, some osteoid tissue. So certain cells, they just can never reproduce. And hence, we have to be very cautious about those cells which cannot reproduce. Once any damage occurs to those cells, it is permanent disability, permanent disease. Again, those cells which are proliferating should have some meaning, some sense. They should have a control over it. If control is gone wrong, again underline, then what is going to happen? Mad proliferation, unnecessary proliferation, unnecessary division of the cells, and then go on cells producing more and more cells. That is going to be a small tumor, and this is what it is, the cancers. So ultimately, uncontrolled cell proliferation is nothing but the cancer. Now, to know much about the cancer, to treat the cancer, to tackle the cancer efficiently, what exactly the inner aspects of cell cycle. Now, this is cell cycle. Please look into it. This is G0. It starts from here. G0. This is a resting cell. The resting cell can be in the resting phase. If there is a need, then there will be a stimulus and it goes back into what is the phase called as G1 phase. G1 phase. This is cellular contents excluding the chromosomes are duplicated. That means, what are the cellular contents? Golgi, and then microsomes, mitochondria, and then where is the whole cytoplasm, the whole nucleus, except the nucleus, the remaining all cytoplasm, everything will be slowly being developed or increased in the area. When there is a disproportionate increase when compared to the nucleus of the cytosolic component, also is a signal to the nucleus, in the center nucleus, to reproduce a DNA, new DNA molecule. And synthesizing the new DNA molecule is called as S phase. So the first phase is G1. When cell want to commit to reproduce another cell, mother committed to produce another daughter cell, then first phase is the cytoplasm increase, growth. That is happens in the G. That is happening in the G1 phase. And then once this is finished, then the stimulus will give to the nucleus. And the nucleus goes into the, what is, just now we have learned the big lesson, that is replication. So the replication is going to start. And we have 23 pairs of chromosomes, that is 46 chromosomes. Let it be one pair X and Y. Whatever it is, all of them truly, without having any mistakes, need to produce another 46. Another 46 the chromosomal molecules. So now this whole process is called as S phase process. So second phase is S phase. And then the next one is after the production of the DNA synthesis from the parent to the daughter DNA molecule, two molecules within the same cell. Then there is some time is taken. Why? The reason is the DNA that is being synthesized will be rechecked. There will be a committee will come of the enzymes. They proofread the whole millions of molecules, whether they have properly done or not. This is what is called as the cell double checks the duplicated chromosomes for any possible errors, making any mistakes, or is it need any repairs here and there, there is some gaps which might have been done, and then these things will be done. So this is the second phase, is called as G2. So now, once it is committed, the processes are, that is interphase process. G1 phase, S synthetic phase, and G2 phase. All three phases. are called as interphase events. All three are interphase events. Now, what you are seeing in your microscope, the mitotic changes. What are those 4 mitotic changes? Prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. There are 4 types of changes. That is, they are the morphological reorganizations that are going on. And then the last one is cytokinesis. What is the cytokinesis? Now the cell is ready to divide. Everything is ready. The whole contents in the cytoplasm is doubled. The whole content of DNA is doubled and proofreaded. And then finally, now the morphological changes, that is into dividing into 2 different cells. One nucleus goes towards one side, another nucleus going into the spindles, and all these things, what are being discussed. Well, discussed in the microscopic features. So prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase, in fact, and processes will occur. This is all very short span. And then cytokinesis. The third is cytokinesis. So interphase and karyokinesis. This is the so-called mitosis is the karyokinesis. The nucleuses are moved on either side, and the materials are moved. The cytoplasm is moved equally shared. This is what is called as karyokinesis. And last is cytokinesis. Now finally, cell membrane has to come in between and then make it into 2 different cells. In the cytokinesis, the cell plate formation and cell furrow, initially furrow formation and slowly plate formation, and separated into 2 different cells. So this is a very superficial one. And so many factors now. A lot of literature, volumes and volumes of literature has come, and basing on this, now the hundreds of the cancer drugs are being getting developed. So resting cell is G0. In between the morphological changes, mitotic changes, the whole span is called interphase G1, S, and G2. And in the mitotic changes, there are prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophasic activities. And lastly, the cell membrane formation, furrow formation, cell will be moving into 2 different cells, that is cytokinesis, final cleavage by formation of the membrane in the center of the parent cell and going into 2 different cells. If these cells, both of them, want to have further division, this continuous. The process will be continuous. At a particular level, when the cell replication no more is needed, there comes the important signals which still are not completely known. And if they are not properly being elicited, then there is going to be a cancer. Right. So now various mutations, where physical assaults on the DNA, various radiations, various chemicals, noxious chemicals, mutagenic chemicals, they are all carcinogenic because the DNA material is altered. Once the DNA material is altered, the proteins are altered, and some of those proteins happen to be these controlling factors. And if they go vicarious, they go abnormal, there is going to be cancer. And to tackle them properly, you can control the cancer. So the whole oncology is now basing on understanding of cell cycle and its factors. So it is one important aspect. Then fine. So now we learned DNA replication, basing on that cell duplication, cell cycle. Now, DNA repair mechanism. DNA often, because such a millions of molecules need to be done, there is going to be a stress on the various enzymes, various mechanism, various factors that are being participating in this, and there may be a coordination defects always are possible. So DNA need to be repaired. And what are the various mechanisms for DNA repair? Wonderful. This is a diagram. You see, we have a scientific, proven scientific aspect, that is, we have evolved from the monkeys to the apes to that of the chimpanzees to that of the today man. When the DNA, now the genome projects have been successful, and various animals, various models, the DNA molecules have been taken, and their primary conformations are being evaluated. They are being deciphered. They are all being known. We have various the computer, all these databases are available. And when we compare the oldest, the ancestor monkey, and our DNA material, the maximum, the difference in the DNA, these the sequences, rather the primary sequences changes are only 3 to 5% only. That is surprising, because even though such a such a vast difference is there between the two animals, a monkey and a man, but the whole genetic material is being reposited, and then it is slowly been changed, only 2 to 5% only. And this is how the genetic material is being conserved. What is the value of curiosity-driven research? Because cancer, neurodegeneration disorders, mainly the aging process, they are all based on the DNA damage. Almost all we understand about them, including drug treatment, relies on this science, DNA repair mechanism. DNA repair mechanism. The DNA repair mechanisms are many. See, photo reactivation. Photo means the light reactivation. So light can alter the primary sequence in the DNA nucleotide sequence, polynucleotide sequences. And then with that, we also can repair. Base excision repair. This is by enzymes. The wrong base is been taken off, excised, and repaired. And this is base. Base is purine pyrimidines. This is nucleotide in total. Adenosine nucleotide completely. So a complete nucleotide or just adenine. Just adenine or adenosine complete nucleotide. So nucleotide is 3. A base, a sugar, and a phosphate. Whereas a base means only one, either adenine or purine or pyrimidine. So simply that can be excised, or in total nucleic acid can be excised. A wrong match, always we are saying base pairing rule. Base pairing rule, that is mismatch. A wrong match, adenine to thymine, instead of thymine, some cytosine comes, that will be cut off, taken off, and then a correct thymine will be again replaced back. And this is what is mismatch. Double strand break repair. Occasionally, the whole DNA double strand can be broken due to some X-rays or some chemicals. Then that can be repaired by certain enzymes. Homology directed repair. The similar chromosome gives direction. No, you are changing the genetic material. You repair it. And the SOS, that means emergency responses. So these are the various repair DNA mechanisms. DNA repair mechanisms. There are general repair, exonucleolytic proofreading, nucleotide excision repair. This is another one. Nucleotide excision repair. This is what is called NER. There is a model disease, xeroderma pigmentosum. So this is, we are going to discuss later. Strand-directed mismatch repair and base excision repair. The ones are DNA repair mechanisms. You see, DNA can be assaulted. DNA can be assaulted by various errors. All these errors are causes for cancer. So, carcinogen, what are they? factors that causes cancer, please. For that, the answer is this. When replication is going on, the parent DNA molecule is producing another daughter molecule, then replication errors while it is doing, it is such a cumbersome process, and hence it is the replication errors are going to be there. Then X-rays, if they are being subjected for a long time, then it is going to break the polynucleotides. Or while the replication is going on, there is going to be the errors in the replication. UV light have the same phenomenon. And alkylating agents, these are the chemicals which can produce the problems. And spontaneous reactions, not just by errors, it will can happen. And the last one is the recently evaluated one, reactive oxygen species, ROS. These are mainly nitric oxide and superoxide dismutase and hydroxyl molecules. All these things, reactive oxygen species. This is also called as oxidative stress. Oxidative stress, peroxidation, all these things, they are all going to, what is going to do? They are going to alter the genetic material. If genetic material is being altered, this is going to be cancer. So now, once these problems occurs, safe thing is when there are so many repair mechanisms, they will tackle it mostly 99.9% they tackle it. And limited synthesis and small fragments, they can be tackled. If by chance the damage is so huge, cell cycle arrest, apoptosis, okay, no problem. If cell cycle is arrested, only small defect. Apoptosis is the word for natural cell death, natural programmed cell death, natural programmed cell death, apoptosis. So apoptosis is a natural cell death that do happen normally in a healthy body. Once mutations occurs, maybe silent mutations, they may not cause, some of them may not cause any problems, but the most mutations are most important thing is either they produce genetic diseases or produces cancers. Mutations produces genetic diseases or produces cancer. This is the most important thing. Mutate, that means the polynucleotide is not followed the base pairing rule, and hence the nucleotide sequences, polynucleotide sequences are altered. These polynucleotide sequences are nothing but our so-called Mendel's genes. Our Mendel's genes are the polynucleotide sequences. Now we talked about mutations. Even after proofreading, some mistakes may be retained in the print. Similarly, a few defects may remain in the DNA. These are called mutations. Mutations are due to a change in the base sequence. A change in the base sequence of DNA. That's what just said. These may result from faulty replication or possibly the repair of mechanism of DNA did not identify it. It did not tackle it. It did not done. Genetic mutations. This is again a short note. Cell cycle is a short note. Your replication is a essay question. And then genetic mutation, alteration in the primary sequence of polynucleotide strand is a mutation. Then how the genetic mutations can occur? Number one, insertion. Number two, deletion. When a polynucleotide strand is there, a sequence, mother sequence is there, an extra in between a nucleotide comes and enters in is insertion. Or in the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nucleotides, then the third nucleotide is totally been knocked off, taken off, forgotten. So 1, 2, without having 3, 4, 5 nucleotides are going on. So that means there some message is missed. And now the another one is substitution. Yes. So insertion or deletion. These are two things. This is one extra. The existing one is taken off. This is substitution. This is a wrong one. On one strand there is adenine, on the other strand there should be thymine. But instead of that, the changes are occurring. So that is what is substitution. Supposed to be there, somebody, that is not there, somebody else has come. And in this substitution, these are called as point mutations, point changes. These are very common. There are two types. One is transition, another is transversion. At a particular point, substitution of a purine by another purine. At a particular point, at a third point, there is supposed to be thymine. Instead of thymine, a cytosine has come. Wrongly. It's not supposed to be cytosine, it is supposed to be thymine. So, a purine is, a pyrimidine is changed by another pyrimidine. Or instead of guanine, an adenine, or adenine, instead of adenine, a guanine has come. That is, a purine, a correct purine is changed by another wrong purine. A correct pyrimidine is changed by a wrong pyrimidine. This is transition. Whereas transversion, anything can happen. A purine and another wrong pyrimidine. A pyrimidine, correct pyrimidine, a wrong purine. So this way, the changes, nucleotides are being joined there, entered into the polynucleotide. Then it is called as the transversion, transition and transversion. So now genetic mutations are three kinds. Insertion, extra nucleotide is coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we have 1, 2, 2 dash, one more, and 3, 4, 5. So 6 have come in, instead 5. Deletion, instead of 5, 1 is taken off. Only 4 are there. But whereas here, 1, 2, 3, instead of 3, 3 dash has come. Some wrong one has entered, but 5 only. So this is what is substitution. So this is important, genetic mutations. So you can see in a brief and try to concentrate. DNA, this is the DNA strand. This is the one strand of double-stranded DNA. Double-stranded DNA, out of that, this is only one strand. Basing on this coding, we have an mRNA will be synthesized. Taken granted now. We will deal with it in an elaborative manner in the next few minutes or next class. A gene or otherwise polynucleotide sequence of one DNA strand. A part of one nucleotide, polynucleotide strand, one polynucleotide strand of DNA of a stretch is otherwise Mendel's gene. What does gene does? Gene gives a character. How does character comes? Character comes by a protein. How protein comes? Protein is now we know protein coming from an mRNA. How mRNA is produced? It is produced basing on the gene, and that gene is a polynucleotide strand, one strand, any one strand of the double-stranded DNA, one point somewhere in some chromosome, it will be existing. It is now clear. In the olden days, it is all empirical. It is all imagined. Gene is there somewhere, in the nucleus somewhere. That's all. But we know where exactly is present out of those millions and millions of polynucleotide sequences. So now, having this small concept, now there is a gene. Gene is a polynucleotide. What are these nucleotides? Thymine, adenine, cytosine, thymine. This is all important. The sequence is the most important. The sequence 1, 2, 3, where it is supposed to be there, it should be there. Cytosine should be there only in the third position. By any chance it is altered, the whole character is altered. Such a grave problem is present in it. So is a genetic repository. This gene is a repository, and that message is existing in a telegraphical manner in these polynucleotides sequences. So now this is gene. Gene is producing mRNA. So when basing on the gene sequence, that is this DNA strand sequence, basing on that, one enzyme, RNA polymerase, will produce mRNA. How? Truly obeying the base pairing rule. The divine concept is base pairing rule. Because there is thymine, almost it is pairs with the adenine. And one important thing, all of you should recall back, in the RNAs, the pyrimidine thymine is non-existing. Instead, it is uracil. Instead, it is always uracil. And in the RNA, the sugar is pentose, that is ribose, whereas the sugar is in the DNA deoxyribose. These fundamentals shall never be forgotten. So now, like that, base pairing rule dictated by the genetic sequence, it produced the mRNA. The produced mRNA is going into the ribosomes, and there the basing on these sequences, exactly the protein is being synthesized. What is the protein? Again, it is a polymer of amino acids. What is the polymer? Here, methionine, glycine, phenylalanine, and glycine. It is a normal one, a normal DNA molecule. It is producing an mRNA. It is producing our required protein, is a good protein. And once it is the whole process is over, there is a signal called the stop signal, and the process has stopped, and we have a molecule of 4 amino acids, polypeptide, say so. And this is a very, very vital for some purpose in the body. Now, see what has happened here. A missense mutation. A missense mutation. Sense is altered. You see here, here a cytosine. Instead of cytosine, here it is a thymine has occurred. Again, check it here. Here there is supposed to be in the normal DNA. This is a healthy DNA. In the healthy DNA, at this position, there is a cytosine is there. After adenine, there is a cytosine is there. But here, what happened is there was a mutation already happened in the replication process. There was an error, and then a thymine has come. Once a thymine has come, when this gene is produced in mRNA, here what has happened? An adenine has come. What's supposed to be there? For cytosine, guanine must be there. So instead of UGG, we have got UAG. The simple signal is enough to make our body diseased. Instead, this polypeptide is having a glycine here. Now we got a polypeptide with serine, which is useless polypeptide. And hence this is a disease. This is what is called a missense mutations. That is means a supposed to be glycine has changed. Sense is missed into different, altered. This is nonsense completely. That means there is supposed to be something, not at all is there. What is that problem? Here again you see in our normal gene, healthy gene, at the 4th position, we should supposed to have a thymine. But there was a mutation, a process occurred, and adenine has come basically in the DNA strand. Then mRNA automatically basing on its direction. It has no say. It cannot know what exactly the gene is. Whatever the gene says, it obeys. The RNA polymerase obeys the base pair rule. And because there is adenine, you're supposed to have the base pair rule, the pyrimidine Supposed to be thymine in case of DNA, but because it is mRNA, this is what we get is uracil. So now here AUG and UAG. UAG, this signal UAG, instead of AAG, we have a signal of UAG signal 4, 5, 6. Check here 4, 5, 6. AAG instead we have UAG. AAG signal is a signal for lysine molecule. But whereas UAG signal is a signal for you don't do any more protein synthesizing process. Stop codon. The signal is stop codon. And hence what has happened? One methionine has come, a single amino acid has come, and it is not able to produce any protein at all. Nonsense. So there is no protein, no peptide. Our required peptide is not there. The function is totally zero. The function is also zero because an altered protein is there. By chance, if it is having any minor function, it may produce a small function. But here, zero function. Got it? So this is missense. This is nonsense. Now, here is frame shift. That is what we said, insertions or deletions. They are going to alter the whole script. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like this, they are supposed to be present in this order only. Suppose we remove one out of this, then what will happen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then sixth one supposed to be cytosine. It will be losing, and adenine will be coming over there. Adenine will be coming over there. So now the shift, the frame got completely shifted, and here afterwards, all of them, the sixth becomes the sixth one becomes as one is been lost, the sixth one becomes the fifth, and seventh one becomes the sixth, and here the whole frame is being shifted. Or if there is an insertion, one more will be added and the frame will be shifted, and here the message is completely altered, and all the molecules coming from here onwards, after shift onwards, are going to be changed, and the protein molecules sort of will be changed. So now mutation is having such a grave influence, impact on disease and cancer. So base substitution, point mutation, missense mutation, this is all we have understood just now. Nonsense mutation, the previous ones are in detail, one by one is given, and then frame shift mutation, and then now this is associated with the DNA repair mechanism. When repair mechanism is gone wrong, then there are various diseases, and those are, this one is xeroderma pigmentosum, defective NER mechanism, and excision, nucleotide excision repair. I told you to remember in the previous slide, NER, nucleotide excision repair mechanism is altered. The whole process is altered, and hence there is a mutation, and a disease called as xeroderma pigmentosum has occurred, and this is having sensitivity to UV light and skin cancers. And along with that, Cockaine's syndrome. There is another syndrome. Note down Cockaigne, COCKAYNES syndrome. Cockaine's syndrome also is because of defective nucleotide excision repair mechanism. So these two diseases are because of these genetic alterations which are being inheritedly present in the cells and producing it. And then there is this is called as ataxia telangiectasia, defective ATM gene, sensitivity to UV light, and lymphoreticular neoplasms, that is cancer cells. And there is another one, Fanconi anemia, and defective genes are in chromosomes 22 and 92, defect in DNA cross-linking repair. here and there DNA nucleotides gets cross-linked and the genes are not able to open up. They are not able to they transcript and then they cannot produce it, or they produce a wrong proteins and they produce cancers. So these are the few popular examples for these defects, repair mechanisms of defects, and then this is the problem. So with this, we will go in the next class into how proteins are get synthesized and what is the genetic code and the other aspects of in the molecular biology. So now, even though molecular biology is a little tougher one, it is a conglomeration of all the sciences of the universe, and then it is the basics now for the medicine to understand the whole medical science. Let it be pathology, let it be the microbiology, let it be the physiology, or medicine and the allied sciences, mainly the oncology, and all of them now looking at the inventions, the discoveries in the molecular biology, and they are getting fruits. And last one is, since 1953, every year the Nobel Prize that is being given is almost somehow or other touching the molecular biology discipline, and we can understand the impact of it since 1960, where the DNA invention has occurred and the Nobel Prize was invented in around the 60s. So then onwards, the molecular biology rampantly is being enlarging and then is being proliferating, and then it is giving fruits to our medical sciences. So we will continue in the next class the same subject. And tomorrow next is protein synthesis. Thank you very much. ఇక్కడతో ఆపేస్తే అవుతుందా? కంటిన్యూస్ అన్నీ అయిపోతాయి. ఇక్కడ ఆపేసి 5 వెళ్ళండి.